All right, today we're talking about something huge. It's a game-changing shift in how businesses handle all that paperwork. I mean, forget just simple automation. We're talking about genuine autonomy. This is the story of ReasonFlow.
Let's just get real for a second. This stat right here from iFull Research, it's kind of staggering, right? 40%. Even with all these fancy, modern ERP systems, nearly half of companies are still having people manually type in invoices. I bet this hits close to home for a lot of you. It's not just slow and full of errors, it's a colossal waste of your team's brainpower.
So you got to ask, right? It's 2026. We have AI that can do these incredible things. So why in the world are your teams still feeling like they're absolutely drowning in paperwork? Why are your smartest people still buried under stacks of invoices, receipts, and statements?
Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, but it changes everything. It's because all that traditional automation, it's built on a foundation of glass. It's fragile. It was designed for a world that was perfectly neat and tidy. A world that, let's be honest, just doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, so to really get the new way, we have to pull back the curtain on the old way and see exactly why it is so broken. Let's look at the tools we've been using and where they fall apart.
All right, let's dive into this table because it really lays it all out. Over on the left, you've got your legacy RPA stuff. Think UiPath. It's all about rigid rules, if this then that, and brittle templates that break if you breeze on them wrong. Then, in the middle, you have things like Tim's Paperlight. And look, they're great for what they are. Basically a super secure digital filing cabinet for compliance. But then, on the right, that's where things get interesting. That's agentic AI. That's ReasonFlow. We're talking about genuine reasoning, understanding what a document means, and adaptability that's just on another level.
So what's the real difference here? It's this. The old systems, they see a document as just a bunch of coordinates on a map. The total is always at XY. If a vendor decides to move that total to the top of the page, the whole thing shatters. You got to call in an expensive consultant to fix it. But an AI agent, it doesn't care about coordinates. It understands the idea of a total. It reads the document just like you would, finding the meaning no matter where it is on the page.
Okay, so this is where we see the paradigm shift. And I want to be really clear, this isn't just a slightly better version of the old tools. This is a whole new category of software. We're talking about a cognitive agent.
So what on earth is a cognitive agent? Think of it like this. It's an AI, powered by a large language model that can actually perceive its environment. It can see and understand documents. Then it can reason. It can form a plan. And finally, it executes that plan using tools, like plugging right into your accounting software. It has perception, reasoning, memory. It's not just following a script, it's actively trying to achieve a goal.
And the best part? The most powerful way you'll experience this is through what we call the cognitive inbox. You know how with the old systems you have to painstakingly pre-sort everything? Invoices go in this folder, receipts go in that one, or the whole system just freaks out and crashes? Yeah, forget all that. With the cognitive inbox, you just dump everything in one place. One email, 5 different kinds of attachments, a mix of PDFs, photos, whatever. The system just handles it.
So how does it do that? It feels like magic, but it's actually a really elegant 3-step process we call auto triage. First, it just takes in whatever document you give it. Step 2, a really fast AI pass takes a look and instantly classifies it. It'll say, hey, this is a receipt, and it'll even tell you why. And then step 3, based on that ID, it pulls the correct shopping list of data, the right schema, from a registry. It knows exactly what information it needs to find. Okay, so that's the theory. Sounds good, right? But let's get into the proof. We're going to walk through 5 super common but also super tricky document types and see how this agent-based approach just blows the old systems out of the water. First step, invoices. Everyone's favorite. The classic problem here, as we've said, is that every vendor's invoice looks a little different. The PO number's here, the total's there, and your RPA template breaks again. ReasonFlow doesn't care. Its AI understands the concept of what a line item is, what tax is, what a vendor name is. It pulls the data based on what it means, not just where it sits on the page. All right, next, POS receipts. Let's be real, these are the messiest, nastiest bits of data in any company. They're crumpled, the ink is faded, they're a blurry photo someone took on their phone in a dark restaurant. Your standard OCR, it just gives up. It's a catastrophic failure. But ReasonFlow uses a multimodal AI. What that means is it doesn't just try to read text.
It literally sees the picture. It can tell the difference between the receipt and the wooden table it's sitting on, ignore the shadows, and just read the numbers.
Now this is a huge leap. Expense claims. The real challenge here is connecting the dots. You've got the main expense form and then a bunch of attachments, a taxi receipt, a dinner bill. How do you prove that receipt is for line item number 3 on the form? In the old world, that's some nightmarishly complex scripting. The ReasonFlow agent, though, it just looks at everything at once. In a single go, it cross-references the receipt with the cover sheet and automatically flags it if something doesn't add up. That's true agentic reasoning.
Okay, so what happens when you need to start processing, say, purchase orders? Normally, that's a whole new project. You're calling the consultants, you're building more fragile templates, it's a whole thing. With ReasonFlow, it's almost anticlimactic. We just tell the agent what a PO is by adding a new data schema to our registry. We're basically just giving it a new shopping list. That's it. No code changes, the platform just adapts.
And finally, let's talk about bank statements. An absolute nightmare for anyone trying to automate reconciliation. You know the problem. You've got this massive table, and right in the middle of a transaction line, page break, boom. All your data columns are now misaligned, and the whole reconciliation fails. ReasonFlow is smart about the layout. It sees that page break, understands it's part of a continuous table, and stitches it all back together into one single perfect data set. Not a single row gets lost.
So look, the capabilities are pretty stunning, but I know what every enterprise leader is thinking right now. That's cool, but can I trust it? Is it secure? Can it scale? Absolutely. Let's talk about the foundation it's built on. ReasonFlow was designed for the enterprise from day one. That means data privacy is paramount. You can run it on your own local LLMs, so your sensitive financial data never ever leaves your control. You get full observability and governance, an ironclad audit trail for every single decision the AI makes. It's built for rock-solid reliability using things like LangGraph, and of course, it plugs right into the ERPs you already use. I want to just repeat that because it's so important. This is a simple promise, but in today's world, it is everything. With ReasonFlow, your data stays your data, period. Okay, let's zoom out for a second, because this tech isn't really just about processing documents a little bit faster. It's about laying the groundwork for something much, much bigger.
And the results people are seeing, they're not just incremental, they're insane.
So the companies already on this are reporting up to a 400% ROI. And get this, a 70% drop in the manual labor needed just for invoices. Think about that. That's not just saving money. It's fundamentally changing how a finance team can work. And that, right there, is the whole point. This isn't about putting a faster engine in the same old car. This is about building something entirely new. It's about creating an autonomous enterprise, one where intelligent agents handle the complex, tedious work, which frees up your best people to focus on strategy, on growth, on the things that actually move the needle.
So I'll leave you with this one question. Take a hard look at how you're doing things today. Is your document processing just automated? Is it just blindly following a script that's waiting to break? Or is it ready to be truly intelligent?